Sandwich. Proper user policy apparently means Simon Says. Title text. Proper user policy apparently means Simon Says. Explanation. On both Windows and Unix computer systems, users can be assigned all kinds of rights, for example rights to access certain directories and files, or to execute certain commands. The sudo command pronounced sudo or sudo lets certain authorized Unix users override these policies by executing the command everything after the word sudo on the command line as the root user. Root, sometimes called the super user, has complete system powers, exempt from all access controls. It is similar to a Windows administrator, however even the powers of a Windows administrator is limited. The System32 folder, for example, cannot be deleted because it is a critical part of the operating system. While there is no such restriction on Unix, if a root user feels like deleting or accidentally deletes a vital file, they are free to do so. As a result, common advice is to not use sudo unless the command in question absolutely requires it. Indeed, most commands do not require such privileges. One very common activity for Unix administrators is to install or configure software using the Unix make command, e.g. %make install. Often this command requires administrative permissions in order to complete successfully, which in practice means the make this command will fail unless it is typed as sudo make this instead. However, as mentioned before, since most commands work just fine without sudo, along with general discouragement from using it willy-nilly, it is fairly common for people who use or administer Unix systems to attempt a straight-up %make install and have it fail. They then need to repeat the command with sudo, whereupon the computer responds obediently, and everything works smoothly. Cueball is demanding a sandwich from his friend. Not being properly asked, the friend denies the request. Cueball then abuses the sudo command on the friend, who then has no choice but to go and make the sandwich, and now does so without complaint, because Cueball has all the rights. For anyone versed in installing system software with the make command, this exchange is intensely reminiscent of the analogous on-screen experience. Simon Says is a children's game in which a leader gives various commands that must be followed if and only if the leader prefixes the command with Simon Says. The title text compares the way the computer will run some commands if and only if they are preceded with sudo to the way Simon Says players are supposed to follow orders if and only if they are preceded with Simon Says. Alternatively, the title text might merely be referring to the similarity between Cueball ordering his friend around with sudo to the Simon Says game leader ordering other players around. Wikipedia suggests that the Simon in the name of the game may be the powerful Lord Simon de Montfort, or a corruption of Cicero, both of whom were influential politicians of their day. In xkcd, Volume 0, an additional line is added: make, no rule to make target sandwich. Stop. Make uses a file within the program in order to determine how to make it. Lack of such a file will give an error. This sentence shows just that happening to sandwich. There are no clear instructions that make has found for it, the same way that Cueball has not specified the sandwich beyond its moniker. Transcript. Cueball is sitting on a couch, talking to a Cueball-like friend. Cueball, make me a sandwich. Friend, what, make it yourself. Cueball, sudo make me a sandwich. Friend, okay. Trivia. This comic used to be available as a t-shirt and as a signed print in the xkcd store before it was shut down. The sudo tool has adopted a sandwich-based logo, as seen on the sudo main page and the bottom of the list of contributors. Searching make me a sandwich on DuckDuckGo tells you to make it yourself, but searching sudo make me a sandwich returns OK. Discussion. Note that it is more effective to write sudo. To redo the last command but with sudo added to it. Agi.se talk, please sign your comments with Using sudo outputs the previous command with sudo into your bash other shells as well history, so to bash what you said was sudo make me a sandwich not sudo. Lgarsos Talk 1646, October 29, 2012 UTC. Sudo requires user password, not admin password, but you need to be in sudoers file. Jakub Nerbski Talk 1214, December 15, 2012 UTC. How many people will know the difference in a typical Ubuntu family install with only one human user? Root doesn't have a password, but the one user who does is a sudoer and has to use sudo or su to act as root, rather than doing so starting at login. Promethean Talk 608, August 30, 2013 UTC. The user first must type their password. This is not accurate. It is the default, but many domains disable that requirement. 173.245.52.92647, January 14, 2015 UTC. I believe the original comic actually read sudo bang bang instead of sudo make me a sandwich. Here's a link to what I think is a copy of the original. I'm not sure which of the two is actually the original. 99.95.158.248 Talk. Please sign your comments with. The words bang bang, particularly the first B, look a bit fuzzy pixelated compared to the rest of the text, which gives me the feeling that it was edited from this one, which is the original. Zawaix Talk 2303, January 23, 2014 UTC. If you click on the image on the Stack Overflow link, it leads you to http justinzoemnia.org 2006-09 sudo bang bang, which says, "This just occurred to me" comic, original comic from xkcd by Randall Munro, implying it was indeed edited. 141.101.99.14 2042, August 11, 2014 UTC. Also, Randall doesn't make his GS like that, you can see in the strip immediately previous. 108.162.237.4516, November 27, 2018 UTC. On a different, but totally related note, here you can find an aptly named little program with which the charming conversation would be, "Make me a sandwich." What, make it yourself? Fuck. Okay. 162.158.85.135.824, June 28, 2016 UTC. Comment: this conversation is an Easter egg in Google Now on Android tablet. Using voice search to say "make me a sandwich" will give the reply "what, make it yourself." Adding sudo will get the response "okay." I assume the Google Now implementation came later and is based on xkcd. 141.101.99.27 Talk. Please sign your comments with. Sadly, it doesn't exist in the new Google Assistant. Siri will also respond "okay" if you say sudo make me a sandwich, though she doesn't respond with the xkcd response to make me a sandwich. 198.41.235.35 October 27, 2015 UTC MSC. This reworked for the make utility, make sandwich. Must be root. Sudo make sandwich. cc sandwich. mv sandwich etc. sandwich. Sandwich installed in etc. _ Alex Busby Talk 250, August 23, 2015 UTC. It also reminds me the Star Trek, Voyager episode where Q tampered with the ship's replicators, Janeway, coffee, black. Replicator, make it yourself. But she didn't try sudo coffee, black. Microsoft Talk 1814, March 13, 2016 UTC. This foretells the advent of Alexa and the other personal home assistants. 162.158.155.50 2019, October 14, 2017 UTC. I wonder whether Qbal pronounces pseudo the right way because surely he knows the right way or the wrong way engaging his hobby, or matching the expectations of the friend. 172.68.142.89 June 15, 2018 UTC. If the pronunciation of pseudo is pseudo because do is a word, then should it actually be pronounced su-do pronouncing s and u separately because su is an initialism of super user substitute user is the su command pronounced su or suyfmcpxpj talk 1430, December 6, 2019 UTC. Could this also be citing the fact that the pseudo project's logo is a sandwich me, High Talk 1353, August 18, 2025 UTC? No. It's actually the exact opposite way round. 92.23.2.228 1912, August 18, 2025 UTC.